button. Get it popping today. Hey, that's a motive. Come on, let's go. Yeah. Let's go, you guys. Let's go. Triggered is here. I'm in full effect, baby. I'm back. And you know it. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Let's get it cracking up here real quick. Come on. Get it. All you mob members, stand up, baby. Mob members of Trigger TV, stand up, baby. Baby, stand up. Let's go. I need you to stand up and smash that like button, support the stream. Guess who? I'll let you know later, but we're going to get into that celebrity news on our second stream today. Okay. Welcome to Trigger TV. I'm glad you're here. What's going on? Welcome to Trig Nation, baby, because it is my world over here. Okay. And we're going to keep it like that. What's up, everybody? You guys know, and you guys all know, let's get these disclaimers out the way, baby. And you guys all know that none of this Trigger TV is never ever for kids, okay? Let's make that clear. Let's get these disclaimers out the way so I can share this story with you, okay? It is a little bit long. I'm going to show you the interrogation. Remember, the following video contains material that may be harmful, traumatizing some of these audiences, okay? The way that this lady took this lady's life was kind of crazy, okay? So I want to share with you guys, all right? Here's that copyright disclaimer, and let me read the mission statement, okay? Have to, want to walk it like I talk it, baby. Bring you one heart, one mind, one soul together, one day at a time, providing love and support to victims of violent crimes and family members grieving their loved ones due to their stories being untold, and bringing back a sense of humanity to help all communities in any way possible to end the violence. I'm about it, baby. I'm about it. You know it. I'm rocking with it. I'm stocking with it. And that is how we are coming. Believe that. Okay. Look at my eyes. Believe that. Know that. We're not coming with nothing else but that. Okay. We have to. We got to stop the violence in some of these neighborhoods here. Okay. We have to. So we all got to get on the same page. All right. All right. We have to. I missed you too, Pixie Dust. So I'm glad that you are here. Okay. This is the best notification you ever got. Good. What's going on? We missed you too. I'm glad that you're here. I told you I'd be back the other day when I was in the bushes. I told you I'd be back. But let's get this started, you guys. This is Jessy I'm gonna say this right, Kurczewski, on trial for the eye drop murder. Okay. I want to share with you guys some things that went on here. And let's go ahead. Let me get this screen shared and make sure that you guys are on the same page as me, because this lady did way too much. Do you feel what I'm saying? This lady did way too much. All right. Way too much. Let's go. Let's get that countdown in and let's get on with the story. Okay. Let me show you. She's based out of Milwaukee, I believe, Wisconsin. All right. So let's get it popping real quick. And let me show you guys what I got on her. I do have a motive this time. I have a motive. She got a motive. Let's go. All right. Let's go. Let's get it cracking real quick. Let me show you what's going on. Waukesha. All right. That's where we popping from. Waukesha. All right, so I'm going to show you guys first the actual interrogation. It is a little bit long. I may cut it, if they're just talking about the same damn thing, so we can get on with the other clips. As you guys see her crying in the damn thumbnail. Okay, so let's start this interrogation. This thing is 37 minutes long. I may chop it and say we're moving on. Okay, so just check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are about to hear and view an audio-visual recording. Recordings are proper evidence.
And my favorite judge is
just as any other evidence.
Judge Darrow, who handled. There's Judge Darrow who handled the Daryl Brooks case. Okay, out of Wisconsin. Judge Darrow is the bomb. Okay, she will put you to sleep. She's not playing no games. You commit a crime, Judge Darrow is on that. Okay, believe that. Let's go. Listen. Let's go. Let's go.
This is Jessy and her mother. I'm sorry.
Hello. Jessy, right? Hi, Jessy. Yeah, seat right there. We're going to grab you another chair.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
Aaron.
Aaron. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
You as well. Yeah, she was good friend with Lynn, so she kind of wanted to know what's going on too. Thank you.
Check this out. So they're gonna interview her for the first time, all right?
Theoretically, I am assigned to this case.
Okay.
But we got a new boss here.
Oh shit! Hold on. We didn't want to do that. Why we didn't want to? We didn't want to do that. Hold on. We didn't want to do that. Hold on a second. We definitely didn't want to do that. Why we do that?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
Now listen, what you're hearing is her interrogation, okay? This is the first time they interrogated her. Let me give you a little bit of background. She is called the eye drop murderer. She murdered a lady, okay? And they're going to give the motive. They're going to tell the story of what she did, how she murdered this lady and why she murdered this lady and her getting charged and everything, okay? So let's go.
You are about to hear and view an audio-visual recording. Recordings are proper evidence, and you may consider them just as any other evidence. Listen carefully. Some parts may be hard to understand.
Aaron, this is Jessy and her mother. I'm sorry.
Hello.
Jessy, right?
Hi, Jessy. Yeah, seat right there. We're going to grab you another chair.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
Aaron.
Aaron. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
You as well. Yeah, she was good friend with Lynn, so she kind of wanted to know what's going on too. Thank you.
Theoretically, I am assigned to this case.
Okay.
But we got a new boss here a little bit ago and kind of changed protocols on us. Because back in the day, I've been doing this a long time.
Sure.
We didn't look at this stuff. Yeah, me kind of called out and said you're all good, and now has us investigated. I kind of back burner.
Sure.
So when you called, yeah, I knew the name and I had glanced over it. But I'm waiting for the ME to call me and say, hey, we're all done, death certificate signed, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, okay.
So I was a little surprised when he sent the phone. We had concerns about the hospital.
When I talked to the medical examiner last,
Uh-huh.
I talked to them numerous times. The first couple times they said there was a few issues as
Listen
far as
carefully.
health-wise. She had like 5 things.
Mm-hmm.
Then they said they were waiting on toxicology.
Mm-hmm.
And then they said they sent out second samples or tissue something, and then they stopped saying anything. And they said I had to contact you guys.
And that's when I got the boss.
Okay. And I'm going, I just want to know, like, because they kind of like weren't sure. We didn't know if it was a suicide or if it was something medical. She was in the hospital shortly before. She'd been sick for years. We really weren't sure, if this is something, because the doctors could never figure out what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it was frustrating, and she had literally probably 10 boxes of medical documents.
Okay.
And, we just didn't know. And, I mean, I know what state she was in and where she was at, but I didn't. It's kind of frustrating because I was there all the time taking care of her. I'm the one who took her to the doctor. I'm the one who did everything. So the not knowing, and I wasn't there with
If there
her.
is a medical
So
issue
it
or
bothers me because I go,
5
could I have
years
been there?
worth.
Could I have helped? Could I have done something? That's my hardest part.
Mm-hmm.
I've never found anybody before, and it's not something I ever want to do again. So.
Now she's fast talking, you guys, just so you know. She doesn't realize what they know already, okay, about what she did to this lady and why she did it. Keep listening.
Medical examiner, they're very thorough.
Yeah.
I barely graduated high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're super smart. When they talk to me sometimes, I'm like, hey,
Well,
you got to figure it out.
well, that's when they were talking to me. I'm going, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, I don't understand, So.
At this point, I mean, they're waiting for their secondary, they call them confirming tests. Yeah. But there doesn't appear, there's no trauma to the body, nothing like that. She had medical issues, which I think is pretty well documented with the medical record.
Yeah.
Well, I want to know, that's what I want to know, if it's in her head. If this has been 5 years worth in her head.
It's frustrating because the doctors could never find anything, And I mean, they found little things, but not.
She just kept doing repeat checks
for
years.
3 months. I mean, she'd have a bowl of soup once a week.
Yeah.
And she had such stomach issues, and she was just frustrated. And finally, the last time we went in, which was 4 days before she passed, that she got out. She was in for 2 weeks. And
where'd she go? Waukesha?
Pro Healthcare, Waukesha.
Waukesha Memorial, right just up the road. The hospital right up the road.
Or was out of the clinic or the hospital?
No, she was admitted to the ER, and then they. But it was Pro Healthcare. It was right here, I think.
Oh, I thought it was Waukesha.
This is Waukesha.
Yeah, Pro Healthcare is WMH.
Yeah, I know. Actually, it was close to here because there was like.
Being real friendly, you
I
guys.
said in the lobby.
Thinking that they don't know.
Miss Hernan were friends?
Yeah, she's my best friend.
They know.
How long have you known her?
Over 30 years.
High school together or something?
No.
We lived in apartments.
Okay.
So she was like an aunt, a second mom.
Look, she's being real friendly, thinking they don't know, but they know everything. And she is being real friendly with the investigators, talking way too much, digging herself a hole in this interrogation. Okay, trust and believe me, she's digging a hole because they know everything.
Yeah, she didn't have kids.
So you've known her your whole life, and that's why you were helping her out.
Yeah.
Well, we're
She
power of attorney and everything.
She switched her medical like the last 6 months. My mom was in charge of everything. And she switched it because with her working and her hours, it was hard for her to get a hold of her.
Mm-hmm.
So my hours were different and I could help her. So she basically, I mean, towards the end, I was taking her to doctor appointments, picking up her prescriptions, doing everything. And she was supposed to get in-home health care from the hospital. That was the only way they were going to release her because they wanted her to go to inpatient. And she refused.
Okay. Was that coming then, home health care? Because the report says you were the caregiver.
Yeah. No, home health care, they were supposed to come that Tuesday or Monday. And I remember if it was Tuesday or Monday. But they were supposed to come. She pushed them back to Friday. And they actually called because they kept calling. And I finally answered the phone and said she's no longer because they were trying to come out. That was her condition upon her release. Was they wanted to make sure somebody was there with her. I was there with her. But she had to have in-home health care.
When you say you were giving care and there's different levels of care.
I wasn't an RN by any.
That's what I was going to ask. You don't have training.
She used to be.
You weren't given injections.
No. I basically would help her to the bathroom. do any errands she needed, make any if she needed. I mean, she never
We
made
interrupt
anything,
when
but
she needed to be
yeah.
cleaned up.
she right before the hospital, she had a few accidents, you know, on the way to the bathroom, stuff like that. So I helped her around the house, but I didn't. She used to be an RN, and she was to the point where, because she knew Lynn did not want to go, she was debating and quitting her job to actually physically take care of her.
How long were you taking care of her?
It was just shortly, I would say. A little bit before she went into the hospital. I mean, I was out there pretty much every other day, but I wasn't like
That
staying.
was like doing her shopping.
Yeah, I would say a few months, but then like towards the end, I was back and forth twice a day.
Okay, so for the last, let's see, she
I'd
got
say 6 months.
last 6 months.
Yeah,
You're out there every couple days.
yeah,
Then the last few weeks, you're out there
pretty much
often,
daily. Yeah, once, twice a day.
And you're helping her. Are you
Yeah.
administering the medication at all?
No,
She's taking care of her own pills. But you're picking them up from the
Yeah.
pharmacy. Which pharmacy were you going to?
Walgreens.
Yes, that's her name, Jessy.
It's right off of her
Yeah,
main
that's the
road.
first.
I'm not a
Yeah.
Waukesha person,
That's
so
correct.
but it's the closest Walgreens to her.
If you want to be.
Yeah, yeah. They knew me very well. They knew her very well as well. But
And what, did she have like express pay set up, or did you pay cash?
no,
or
we used her card.
used your card?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's going on, guys? Come out the bushes and
Does she
chat.
You do this? Or just
Talk
friends?
to me.
No, well, I mean,
I have
she
friend
got
and
one,
friend, but
yeah.
again, my father got real sick last year and passed away. And so I know where this stuff goes, and I was going there all the time.
Yeah.
He knows, and it's a little hard. And one of my coworkers said, well, you should be paying yourself to take care of your parents. I'm like, well, I can't take the kids.
No,
It's money.
she always, would offer here and there, and but it's hard too because when she had no family, she had nobody.
Oh, I get
We
you.
might have to get past this interrogation. This is taking too long.
Yeah, it's
Talking too much.
So when you bought groceries, like we were just using her credit card.
I mean, sometimes obviously that was coming from my house.
Where was she on disability then? Or
She was on Social Security or disability.
So she's skipping around her words, you guys. She's talking a lot in this interrogation. Pretty much, I'm going to break it down for you. It's 37 minutes. You guys know I'm trying to keep these lives 45 minutes to an hour, underneath an hour. This is 37 minutes. So we are going to, they're asking her questions about this lady. We're 8 minutes into it. Let's skip a little further up here because we need to get through this because I want you guys to see the rest.
She saw somebody probably 3-4 years back, and ever since then, they prescribed a ton of medications, changed her diet, and she never was the same after that.
Based on your observations, was she taking her medication properly? Because they find her.
Yeah.
Obviously, you found her. There was everywhere.
Because I don't want to get bored.
No, the hospital when she was there, and they noticed they put an actual camera in her room. She had me go to Walgreens and get her prescription.
I just want you to hear a little piece of her lying to the investigators.
She pulled off all her stuff. I went in one day and I'm like, why is there a camera in here? And they said, well, we're having some problems.
Mm-hmm.
She was never good with her medication. She was really big on her Xanax, was her big one. She never took it. She always was taking more of it than what she needed.
The doctors wanted to cancel her on.
Yeah, when she was in, they took her off of it.
These items that she would have already purchased when the doctor was giving them to her, so she'd stockpile on stuff.
Did she have doctor shop? They call doctor shop, and we have multiple doctors prescribing the same stuff.
I don't know.
No, she didn't.
Should do that.
Because as a matter of fact, the doctor she had
Took her
off stuff and then said, I want you to see another doctor because I cannot prescribe these things for you anymore.
So you guys, let me break this down. She's talking about how she is taking care of this lady for all this time, okay? And she's talking about all her medications and how she was there for her and how the lady was more of a mother figure to her or aunt figure to her, and how this lady used eye drops all the time, okay? For her eyes all the time. She consistently used eye drops all the time. She's getting to that. She's going to get to that. Okay. All right. She's going to get to that. All right. So she's talking about how, pretty much this lady was here for her. They were like family. Okay. So they're asking her questions that they already know. All right. We're going to speed this up and get into it because we're not going to sit up for 37 minutes.
Over and she said, no, I don't want to see anybody. or when she was in the hospital, I said, "Do you want me to call anybody?" "No, I don't want." She just
Sometimes you don't
didn't.
feel well, you don't want to see anyone, you know.
She
She had paranoia. She'd never leave her house. That's why she'd do a shop. And even if she could shop, she wouldn't.
just
She got
wasn't.
there a certain time.
She was a very, like, 5 years before this. From when I was little to 5 years ago, she was a completely different person. Fun of the party, knew everybody, would bring hors d'oeuvres to the pool for everybody. I mean, she was just a completely different person.
Mm-hmm.
And after her parents died and she got sick, she kind of just withdrew from everybody and everything. She didn't.
If we could please go to the next slide.
Check. Can I get your name? Is it Jenny or Jennifer?
Jennifer.
And on the show?
M.
Last name?
Flower.
Date of birth?
12/26/1963.
Address?
Same as
The court. Yes?
Yep.
Give us all.
I think,
So basically, it's just you there. The only person she's seen is you.
me and the neighbor.
And the neighbor once in a while, but mostly it's just you.
Yeah.
All right. Let me grab your card. Do you have any questions? I mean,
No.
once we hear from the FE, I'll let you know what's going on. But
Do you know, out of
they
curiosity?
have up to a year. And they almost.
I mean, it's not like, you know, it doesn't do anything. It's more so, I just wish I knew, you know. It's more so to know if I could have done something had I been there. That's the hardest part.
We've put a lot of death scenes.
I'd like to know if it's a suicide, but I'd still like to know what led up to her being sick for the last 5 years of her life. Why?
Medical problems.
If it was in her head.
I'll ask the doc when it comes time.
Yeah.
But again, our medical examination, she may.
Throughout the interview,
Let me go grab your card.
Detective, is that essentially where this interview ends?
Yes.
Okay. During that interview, do you recall the discussion about a bracelet?
Yes.
Did you follow up on that specific item in this case?
Yes.
Do you know what happened to it?
It was sold to Robert Hack.
What is Robert Hack?
It's a diamond
Good. Now
Gold
let's get into it. Let's go.
place in Greenfield,
Okay.
Wisconsin by
I'm not
Southridge.
sure how old the victim was.
Did you actually go there?
Yes.
Did you get records as well?
She was
Yes.
an older lady, though.
Did they indicate who sold that item?
It was Jessy.
In terms of throughout the interview, would it be fair to say there were some things like phone numbers or names that people couldn't remember in the interview?
Yes.
I'd like to show just the witness states Exhibit 59. Detective, at the end of the interview, were you able to give Ms. Kurczewski a card with your info on it?
Yes.
Would that have included your email address?
Yes.
Ultimately, did Ms. Kurczewski email you to clarify some of that information after this interview?
Yes.
And do you recognize Exhibit 59?
Yes.
What does it appear to be?
It's an email that Jessy had sent me.
Okay. What's the email address that this was sent from?
It's JESSROSESKI@gmail.com.
In terms of what the defendant told you she would send you in the interview, is the content of this exhibit consistent with that?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like you to please read the third largest paragraph just quietly to yourself and let me know when you've finished.
I'm finished.
In March of 2019, did Ms. Kurczewski ever tell you that Ms. Hernan had been trying to kill herself all the time?
No,
In fact, in this correspondence, does the defendant indicate she finds it hard to believe suicide?
that's exactly what she says in the email.
Does this look like a fair and accurate copy of the email in this case?
Yes,
I'd move Exhibit 59 into evidence. I'm not asking to publish it.
Exhibit 59 is received.
Now, Detective, at a point in time, did you try to locate a lockbox at a BMO Harris branch?
yes.
And why?
There was a lockbox in Lynn's name at the BMO Harris in Waukesha.
Okay. Did you eventually go to that location?
Yes,
Were you able to get inside the lockbox?
yes.
What was in there?
There was a small white stone that appeared to be like a diamond, but I didn't think it was a diamond.
Okay. Any paperwork or currency?
No,
I'd like to show the witness States Exhibit 133, slides 10, 11, and 12, please.
No objection.
You said 113?
133.
I'm sorry, Exhibit 133.
And at this point, I would just be moving into evidence exhibit the last three slides, 10, 11, and 12.
And that's what there's no objection to.
Correct.
All right, Exhibit 133, slides 10, 11, and 12 are received.
I'd ask to publish these, Madam Clerk. And Detective, do you see the image before you?
yes,
On States 133, slide 10, what is the jury looking at here?
this is the exterior of the lockbox that
Okay.
belonged to, or what, it was in the BMO Harris that was registered to Lynn Hernan.
Okay. Moving to slide 11. What can we see here?
This is the photo of the box after we opened it.
Okay. And what about
Unbelievable.
slide 10? I'm sorry, 12.
That's that white stone that was in the box.
Okay.
They laying it all out there. All of it.
That's all I have. Thank you.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are
Now, let's get on with the next piece because they are laying it bare. They don't care. All right. Let's talk about this.
All right.
go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon,
Long
everyone.
two.
On behalf of the state, I'm
This.
going to take this opportunity. It's really our first and only opportunity to thank you all for your attention going forward. We talked a lot yesterday about how long this trial is going to go.
Woo!
That's certainly not lost on us, what we're taking you all away from. And we appreciate it. I want you to know we've all worked hard.
Now they're about to break it down. This is 36 minutes and we may fly through this one, but listen, you guys, they're about to talk about this, okay? About the lady being worth more dead, okay? To Jessy, okay? And what her motive was. There is a motive. There's a sick motive here.
To organize ourselves and make sure we can go through this as quickly and efficiently as possible over these next few weeks. That being said, there is a lot to unpack in a case like this.
But we're not unpacking.
After I go
We're
through
not
my,
unpacking
while
this
I
for
go
2
through my
hours
opening,
now.
you're going to see almost two timelines. As I prepared for this, I kept seeing almost two timelines emerging. There's certainly a factual, bare bones timeline of theft,
Yeah.
murder,
Welcome,
and
Yaya.
more theft.
There we
But
go.
there's this almost overlaid
There's Yaya. There's my queen in the building. Big sister in the building. What's going on? That's what I'm talking about now. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Welcome to the stream, Yaya. We love you so much, queen. Thank you for being here. I got my queen and my big king in the building. I love it. You guys know I love it when my mom show up. Oh, love it so much. It made me feel so good inside. Hey, Yaya, we are now at, we are talking about the eye drop murder. You know, we do the news like we talked about in the morning time, and we do our trending news at nighttime. And we got some stuff that is hot off the press is going to be trending tonight. So you guys this evening better get ready for it because Trig is coming back this evening, okay, to drop what's going on, okay? We got some stuff going on. But right now we're talking about the eye drop murder, Jessy, and we are about to get it, okay, and talk about her. All right, she's on trial for murder. All right, she murdered a lady that she took care of, an elderly woman that she said was like a mother to her. But listen, there's a motive here. I found the motive, and I'm like, woo, was it worth it? Because this is what you're on trial for. So Trig's about to take you through it real quick. This was 37 minutes, but we are not going to be here all day. We cannot do a 2-hour session. No, we're not. Okay. So we may skip through this, but he's going to break it down. I'm going to break it down for you too and tell you exactly what she did. Okay. She's trying to say this lady used eye drops consistently. No, you poisoned her. All right. And we're going to get there though. Let's go.
Timeline of all of the defendant's lies and deceit on top of that bare bones timeline. That's a little bit tricky to go through and process, but let's start it. So this is Wisconsin versus Jessy Kurczewski. Said otherwise, this is a case of murder, greed, and lies. The judge just read you the 3 counts.
Absolutely.
Of course, in the law, we call murder intentional homicide, and that's count 1. And it's a homicide or murder of Lynn Hernan. Count 2 is a theft of over $100,000 of Lynn Hernan. And those date ranges, January 1st of 2016 until October 3rd of 2018, really represent the theft while Lynn Hernan was still alive. And then count 3 is yet more theft, more greed, of theft of almost $87,000 from Lynn Hernan's estate from October 4th until July 9th of 2019, after her murder. We all come into court with ideas of what homicide or murder are and what a theft is. And certainly there's legal elements that have to be proved that the judge read to you. And we'll go through a bit more because as the party that has to prove each of those elements to you, I want to make sure you have a good understanding of what intentional homicide is, not just sort of the classic example of somebody shooting another individual in the head and killing them. It can be many things. In this case, a poisoning. But first, though I said this is a case against Jessy Kurczewski, murder, greed, and lies, at the heart of this case, what I don't want to be lost on you is this is a case about Lynn Hernan, the victim. So let's see who Lynn Hernan was. Lynn Hernan was an individual with a small but close group of friends. I think you're going to see as the evidence comes in that it was really 2 distinct groups of friends. On the one side was Miss Kurczewski and her mother, Jennifer Flower. On the other side was these individuals, Keith Lang, Corrine Posa, Jim Kelleher, and Anthony Posa. And you'll hear from many of them. Now, interestingly, Lynn Hernan was also an individual with no children of her own. So she sort of pseudo-adopted her friend, Jennifer Flower's daughter, Jessy Kurczewski, and did the same thing with Corrine Posa's son, Anthony. And you're going to hear that they were named the 2 beneficiaries of Lynn Hernan's will or her estate. And we'll get into that a lot as well. Lynn was also a cat lover. That seems like a flippant thing I put on there, but it's actually very important because,
So Lynn Hernan is the victim. There we go. See, that's her name. There we go. Look at her.
Fast forwarding a little bit, but at the very day of October 3rd, when police come and talk to Jessy Kurczewski, they ask her point blank, do you think this could be a suicide? And her answer was, well, yes or no, I don't really know. I don't think Lynn would have left her cats. And that's what Anthony, Jim, and Corrine will also tell you. That Lynn was a person who didn't just love her cats like many people. She loved her cats. She was not going to leave her cats alone to fend for themselves or let somebody else come in and take care of these cats. The cat lover part is actually a very important part to all of this. While she loved cats, hated technology, didn't own a computer.
You guys see her face? Look how stone cold her face is. She doesn't care. Like, her face is stone cold. Look.
Didn't own a smartphone, used a flip phone sort of when she had to. Didn't use email, had no email address of her own, had no way of checking it, didn't know how to check it. When she paid bills, it was with cash or over the phone, making transfers through the bank over the phone, or going in.
If you guys noticed during the trial, her face never ever changes, okay? It just doesn't. Okay, it just does not change. Her face is stone cold. She does not care. She has no feeling, no remorse, no emotion, like emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. She is tapped out. She don't care. She doesn't care that she took this woman's life. There's definitely a motive here, okay? And you see money is the motive. You saw that, right? The estate. Listen very carefully because we are not going to be here for 2 hours. This is a 37-minute clip. I'm going to break it down for you. Okay? The lady that took care of her wanted that money. Okay? So she thought, let me just poison you with eye drops. This is the eye drop murder. Okay? Let me poison you with eye drops since you used them. And she's trying to say the lady poisoned herself. Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Person to a branch and making a payment on a credit card or utility bill or something like that. You're going to see, and we'll get into pattern of life and what that is and what that means.
Yeah,
But
you need
Lynn
to
was
change
not
your
a person to go
beneficiary.
online
Yeah.
and pay a bill.
Mm-hmm.
She was not checking her credit card
Black
statements
heart with no
online.
soul.
She was not checking
Yes.
email. She was doing nothing.
Mm.
Had no computer or any device to access the internet. And frankly, dead at only 62 years old from a tetrahydrozoline poisoning after the defendant gave her a bottle laced with Visine eye drops to drink.
Listen to that.
So I told you we'd get into the legalities of what is intentional homicide.
Did you hear that?
Something like that.
She gave her what?
Is and what that means.
Listen.
But Lynn was not a person to go online and pay a bill. She was not checking her credit card statements online. She was not checking
Stealing
email.
from her.
She was doing nothing. Had no computer or any device to access the internet. And frankly, dead at only 62 years old from a tetrahydrozoline poisoning after the defendant gave her a bottle laced with Visine eye drops to drink.
Gave her a bottle laced.
So I told you we'd get into the legalities of what is intentional homicide. Right? The judge just read.
She gave her a bottle of eye drops to drink. Put it in her drink and gave it to her. Killed her. Offed her. Done. Done, son. That's it. Yeah. What's wrong with this lady? Stone cold.
I'm not going to go through each part the judge just read you, but I am going to highlight that we have to prove to you that Ms. Kurczewski caused the death of Lynn Hernan. I want to highlight that her act has to be a substantial factor. And certainly here you're going to hear, really in the defendant's own words, that she gave Ms. Hernan a bottle of water that she knew to be filled with Visine eye drops. Second element, that Ms. Kurczewski was aware or intended to kill Lynn Hernan. And that can mean that she was aware or practically certain that her act was going to kill Lynn Hernan. We're going to show you that, again, with the defendant's own statement. And when she's talking to detectives after she's told, because there's many versions of the defendant's statement, and they constantly change as she gathers more information through law enforcement. But ultimately, she admits to giving that bottle with Visine in it for Lynn Hernan to drink. And when the detectives ask her, well, did you know that was going to kill her? She says, I was sick because I knew it could kill her. And you're going to hear that knowing that Ms. Kurczewski still left Lynn Hernan alone, left her house. In fact, you're going to hear that she didn't spend the day worried about Lynn. She was opening a JCPenney account in Lynn's name that same morning. Left her house.
Look at her face. Look at her face. You see that face? Look at her face. Anybody see that face? That face is stone cold. Like, I don't care. You understand me? Like, if I get away with this, I'm going to do this again. And this time I'm going to do it right. That's what that face is telling me. Look how she's looking. She's like, and yeah, I did it. So what? And if I get out of this one, I'm going to survive the next one and do it better the next time. Like, this is somebody that does not belong in humanity. This is somebody that we need to throw away. I don't like throwing people away. I like to fix them. But this is somebody that's not fixable. She don't care. She gave this lady a bottle, a cup of fucking eye drops to kill her, to take her life. so that she could take her money, her shmoney, and be and move on with her life. And all the, she thought of her like a mother and an aunt, and was her caretaker. We need to be careful who we get close to. I'm telling you guys. I'm going to say this, and I said this to somebody last night. Okay, I do believe we are living in our last days. Absolutely. We don't need God to come down here and take us all out. We're doing a really good job of taking each other out easily. Okay, we're just sweeping each other out. We're just sweeping the floor with each other. So I don't know about you guys, but I do believe that we are living in our last days. Look at this shit. We just taking each other out. Look at her face. She don't care. She's like, if I get out of this one, I'm doing the next one the right way. I'll learn from this trial so I can do the next one the right way. Like people like this, they don't care. You guys are shooting. I'm gonna give you guys the update on the shooting too. I'm gonna do all the updates to the trials that I did. The shooting, the Holloway story too. Yeah, I'll come back with that. So you guys have an update on those stories that I left off with too. Yeah, this shit right here is insane. Look at her. How despicable.
In fact, you're going to hear that she didn't spend the day
How
worried about
despicable.
Lynn. She was opening a JCPenney
How
account in Lynn's
in her
name
name,
that same morning.
doing her thing.
And she was using other accounts of Lynn to go shopping, do some online shopping, while she knew she had just given Lynn poison.
Waiting for her to die.
Let's talk about intent.
We are living in our
Lynn
last.
is not here to tell you what went on October 3rd, 2018.
We got diabolical demons, right?
So you have to look at all the defendant's acts, words,
right.
and statements.
Walking around here
sort
doing
of
this.
Subcategory 1. And then over here, you have to look at all the facts and
keep the
circumstances
distance.
that were going
Absolutely.
on around October 3rd,
You don't know who you're
2018,
dealing with.
for us to show you that Jessy Kurczewski did intend to kill Lynn Herndon.
Mm-mm.
Again, the judge just read this to you, but it's important. We often hear motive in
Your
TV
face.
shows and movies. The state always talks about, what was the motive? Here's her motive.
Here's her
We
motive.
don't have to prove motive to you. That's not something in those two elements. We do have to show intent. We don't have to show motive.
Listen.
As this instruction said, motive is often helpful. And here it's pretty simple. As we go through the financials fairly painstakingly, you're going to see that the access Ms. Kurczewski had to Lynn Herndon allowed her to steal every dollar almost that Lynn Herndon was worth in life. And knowing that she was going to be the personal representative of Lynn Herndon's estate, you're going to see that in or about October 3rd, 2018, Lynn Herndon became worth more dead than alive to Jessy Kurczewski.
Unbelievable.
But it's important to note
Look at her.
intent is not the same as motive.
She's tired of listening.
The theft counts really go to that motive, but they're separate crimes. Again, here are the elements, verbatim from what the judge just read to you. I try as best I can in openings to let the jury know what I think your job is really going to boil down to. And so with element 1, that's going to be pretty simple for you. That Jessy Kurczewski intentionally transferred property of Lynn Herndon between January of 2016 and October of 2018. You're going to see, and we're going to focus on 28 checks that were all written off Lynn Herndon's account to Jessy Kurczewski. By her cashing those, that's transferring property. That's just element 1 right there. This wasn't a bank error. This wasn't an, oh my gosh, it went into my account and I don't know who deposited this. This is just transferring property. That's element 1, period. What becomes
Oh my God, you can't hear? Damn, I'm on mute. Damn, sorry. Here's what I said. I said, oh my God, this person does not belong in humanity. I said, oh my God, I cannot believe that we have trash like this. This lady is sitting here acting like she's tired of listening. Like for real. Oh my God, this lady went out, spent all this lady's freaking money as this lady was slowly dying as she's poisoned her. She went out and opened up accounts online, went out into the public, spent her money as this lady was slowly dying, and you called her an aunt and like a mother. I said, oh my God, why don't we have the death penalty here? You fucking take a life, you give a life. Oh my God, why do we have people like this in humanity? This lady is sitting here acting like she's so irritated and tired of them talking about her intent. Like this lady had to set up, okay, to take this lady's money and take her for every dime. They said she cleaned her out and waited for her to die. Oh my God, why are we doing this? Waukesha, Wisconsin, wake the up. That's what I'm saying. Oh my God. Oh my thank God. Fuck monetization. This shit is crazy. Okay? Like, oh my God, why do we have people like this in humanity? We need to clean this shit up, sweep it up, and throw it away. Take a life, you give a life. Like, oh my God, you took care of this lady and stole all of her information to kill her purposely. Yeah, you had hell of fucking intent. Yes, diabolical demon, right on point. Y'all bless. The fuck? Where are we going in humanity? I'm serious. I said we need to bring back a sense of humanity. Damn, I'm asking for a little bit. We can't even give a little bit back because we're too busy killing each other for a little bit of money. A little bit of money. Because you can't make your own. This is disgusting to me. I can't.
Comes an issue is elements 2 and 3. Again, did Lynn Hernan consent to those money transfers into the defendant's accounts? So that's kind of 2 and 3 rolled in together. And we'll talk about that going forward. Again, number 4 is going to be easy. I don't think you're going to have to spend much time worried about element 4 because it's going to be clear that the defendant never paid back any dollar.
Right here, I'm all triggered right now.
Living, and even though she had access to the estate account as personal representative, she didn't put any money back into the estate. That she said, oh, you know, when she died, I owed Lynn $144,000. So let me put that back in the estate.
Yeah, you inherit everything and lose your soul. That shit, that part, right? Doesn't it say that you inherit everything and lose your soul? Was it worth it? Was it worth it? Was it worth it for a few accounts and a little bit of money, inherit everything and lose your soul? Was it worth it? This is the kind of shit that just disgusts me. This is the kind of shit for real. When I started off doing crime, I started off doing like this. The celebrity news tonight that we're doing tonight, it's a fucking crime. Crimes have been committed. And we're about to expose it too and talk about it too. Diddy, you doing crimes and all that shit. But this shit right here is crazy. You poisoned this lady and waited for her to die. Like, for real. Who does that? Who does that?
Not a single dollar went back to Lynn Hernan, either alive or dead.
Trigger warning
so
in
number
the
4,
chat.
Absolutely, the defendant intended to permanently
put a trigger warning in the chat, please.
So let's talk about that consent. It's the same in count 3 rather quickly, the estate. And this, as Ms. Kurczewski and Anthony Poza were the only 2 beneficiaries of Lynn Hernan's property at that point. Really, this becomes a theft from Anthony Poza. What should have happened was whatever Lynn Hernan's estate was truly worth gets split down the middle, and Jessy Kurczewski should have gotten half, Anthony Poza should have gotten the other half. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. Again, consent will be an issue. For count 4, that should be transferred. I apologize about that. But the transfer of property in element 1 and the permanently deprive in element 4 will not be an issue. You're going to see numerous cash withdrawals that Ms. Kurczewski made from Lynn's estate account to herself, where she's just taken out thousands.
And where was this lady's family? Where was this lady's family? Why this caretaker was taking her for every dime? Did this lady have family that came over and visited her? That's my next question. Because when I did research on this, it wasn't a whole lot of family that that stepped in to figure out what was going on. You can have a caretaker, but where's your family at? Like, to avoid this kind of stuff. Listen how much money this lady took from her. Listen.
Thousands of dollars, roughly $50,000 in cash withdrawals from the estate account. Again, never paid back. We're going to talk about an inheritance loan funding, where essentially Ms. Kurczewski made an agreement with a company that said, I'll put up $10,000 of the inheritance I'm supposed to get if you give me $18,700 right now. And she paid that back, and they refunded some of the money. She should have plugged that refund back into the estate. But the point is, she took all that money out of the estate. She didn't wait for her inheritance to put that out. She didn't pay back any of the money. So we have roughly $50,000 in cash withdrawals. We have this sort of bogus loan fund that she takes for herself out of the estate, never paying anything back. And we have a number of checks again, written to either the defendant's own credit cards, to her mother's apartment rent, or just to cash for herself, to the tune of almost $87,000 out of the estate. Again, I included this again because for theft, just like for the intentional homicide, again, Lynn's not here to tell you what she consented to because she was murdered on October 3rd, 2018. So you have to, as jurors, look at what the defendant was doing around this time. What are all the facts and circumstances surrounding this time frame now of October 4th to July 9th of 2019? So going back to count one, I kind of talked about this. But we have this murder element to this case, right? Murder, greed, and lies. The murder part is that our own medical examiner for Waukesha County has been doing this for roughly 35 years. He's going to come in and tell you that as she did her job in this case, she determined the manner of death in this case to be homicide, and that the cause of death was tetrahydrozoline poisoning. Now, she didn't come to that conclusion lightly. She didn't look at one sheet of paper and look at some autopsy photos and look at some scene photos and say, I got it. This case took a lot of time. This took months and months for Dr. Bidzricki to come to her conclusions. She consulted with Dr. Kasinko, who you'll hear from NMS Labs, regarding tetrahydrozoline in general, effects on the body when it's ingested and not just put in the eyes. Dr. B herself ordered several toxicology reports after the original one. She wanted to see more information, as much as she could get. So she was constantly sending lab work out for more toxicology reports. You'll hear she did her own research. She obviously got to see Lynn's body very close in time to October 3rd. And about that, she'll tell you that in her experience over that 35 years, she thought this death scene looked staged. She's been to a number of drug overdose deaths and the scenes, and she'll tell you that this one struck her as being staged. Because she'll tell you that people who legitimately overdose on drugs and end up killing themselves do not have piles of powder
You hear this?
sitting on their chest.
Oh.
They don't have powder and pill fragments up in their hair.
Thank you.
They don't have pills laying everywhere. They take everything.
Thank you.
There's really nothing usually left behind. And so she'll tell you about her observations and why that stuck out to her as something being off about that initial crime scene. She'll obviously tell you about her autopsy and going through that.
Thank you.
But by and large, my point is this was not a quick decision she made to say, oh, it's probably a homicide. Let's see how it plays out. This is diligent.
Guys, if you're here, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up. You guys support the stream too. You guys can support the stream by doing Cash App, PayPal, or even Super Chat. We don't care how we get it. Just support the stream. Trigger TV is back. We definitely need your support, so definitely do that if you want to. If not, just definitely hit the thumbs up. That is free, you guys. And if you're in the bushes, come out and say what's up to Trigger TV. We love you. We definitely welcome everybody to be a part of the chat. You know, chat is on fire right now. We are talking about this shit. This shit is crazy. You're definitely welcome to hop on in here, say what's going on. Okay, so definitely do that. Let me see what's going on over here. definitely do that. And make sure you put them bangs in the chat if you're rocking with Trigger TV, okay? All right, all right. But definitely support the channel. And also, too, if you are not green, turn green. You guys got to become members. I see that because I was out for 6 weeks, 7 weeks. Some of y'all ain't green, okay? Okay, okay. So y'all need to turn green real quick. All right. I see y'all. Y'all see y'all. Turn green. Turn back green. All y'all ain't even green in here, except for Big J. Come on. Turn green again. We forgot. It's all good. I'm back. I'm not going nowhere. Ain't nobody kicking me out. I'm here. All right. Turn and get your membership back right after Christmas. It's cool. You can do it after New Year's too. You and Yaya, go ahead and turn green, Pixie and Yaya. Come on back. Yeah, Yaya ain't going nowhere. That's my mom. So I mean, shit. But my mom got to be green. She'll be green whenever she feel like it. But hit the thumbs up though. Make sure you gotta donate, support the channel. Get your membership back, Pixie. Don't be trying to cheat on me. You can cheat on me a little bit, but turn green, okay? Make sure you guys turn green and come back after Christmas. We got some new music coming too. Some new intros coming. So make sure you guys got some new stuff coming, making our own beats, doing some new intros, just real simple stuff, very simple. To welcome you back to Trigger TV. Trigger TV is coming on 2 times a day, and we are gonna have a schedule. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. That's how we're gonna rock. So we are gonna be doing that. So make sure you guys look for that. You guys know we come on early in the morning. We like to come on early, like about 6:30, 6:45 in the morning. I mean, today was 9:30, 9:45, but just look for us. We're going to be your morning time. So we're going to, greet you in the morning, give you the morning news, and do it like that. All right. Oh, your birthday's on the 29th, Pixie Dust. All right. 29th. I got you. I got you. We'll have a little celebration. Okay. On the 29th, we will definitely do a stream. Remind me, yeah. Her birthday's on the 29th. All right. We'll definitely be wishing you a happy birthday and celebrating over here. Okay. All right. Well, let's get back to the stream. Damn, this thing is running over an hour, and I don't like it. So we can't be having no 2-hour streams because then nobody wants to come back and do the replay. So let's hurry up and let's fast forward to this trial. Let's try it. I don't want to though because I really want you guys to hear this shit. It's not good to fast forward to the trial like this. Come on.
Diligent, thorough work Dr. Bitzricki did to reach her conclusions
Let's go.
of homicide and cause of death being tetrahydrozoline poisoning. And she'll tell you there were other drugs or substances in Lynn's system, many pharmaceuticals, but she's still going to tell you that the overall cause of death was that tetrahydrozoline poisoning, eye drops. We know that the defendant, Ms. Kurczewski, killed Lynn Hernan again because eventually, after her story changes a number of times, she admits to detectives that she knowingly gave Lynn Hernan a bottle filled with Visine. And as you can see, Visine has tetrahydrozoline. They're not synonymous, but when we talk about tetrahydrozoline in this case.
You said all you want is a live, Pixie Dust. We're going to have a schedule with the lives. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be dropping some pre-records too to get back into the algorithm. And, we're going to be going live only certain days. You know what I'm saying? Trey can't be live every single day, twice a day, but we are going to be going live twice a day for the next 2 weeks until the new year. Okay. So I can get back in the algorithm and so that you guys know that I'm here. Okay. All right. All right. So don't worry. I will definitely be here live for the next few weeks, into the new year. But then we're going to get a schedule and drop some pre-records, but I don't really like the pre-records because you guys don't go back and watch them. You guys only watch me when I come on here. So I don't know. I got to get you guys back. So it's going to be crime. And then it's also going to be, some trending news at nighttime. All right. So in the evening time, I don't know, between 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock, we're going to do trending news. Okay. So we're going to do that every day. And then we're going to come in on the news in the morning time. But we do have a schedule coming your way. So just look out for that. Okay. Trigger TV is not going nowhere. We are going to take some days off. But yes, I'm glad to be back. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. I'm very blessed and highly favored, and I'm glad to be back. I'm back 100%. Okay. It's supposed to be on bed rest, but I'm feeling so much better. And it's so good to have just even a few people in the room, because I know the ones in the room that are in the chat, they love me. And you know what I mean? If I got some people that are, in the bushes, thank you for being here, you guys. And thank you for watching Trigger TV. Let's get on with this, though. Come on. I don't like these long ass streams because people don't watch them. Let's go.
We're oftentimes talking about Visine.
Okay, so we know she killed her with Visine. She took all the money. Let's go.
Kill Lynn Hernan. This is, again, taken directly from the jury instruction as to what intent means. And there it is again.
6 bottles of
Visine. She gave this
Visine.
bottle laced with Visine to Lynn Hernan. She told detectives she knew it could very well kill Lynn. She still left, went shopping, opened other credit cards in Lynn's name while Lynn was dying of poisoning.
Unbelievable.
So again, what
when
are
she
all
was
the acts,
dying.
words, and statements of the
While
defendant?
she was dying.
Kind of leads to my greed portion of this whole trial. As to count 2, there's the total figure we're going to show you, and that's for 28 checks from 2 different bank accounts of Lynn. Over $144,000 taken in about a 2 to 2.5 year span
Like
of time.
that's the views.
What you'll
Lord,
also see in that
We need
time
more. We need more
is
views.
the defendant was getting
y'all
paychecks,
at?
direct
Turn your
deposit.
notifications on.
So you'll be able to see exactly what legitimate income she was making from her job
Lord. Oh my
when she was
God.
unemployed and
Where
not
my
making
crowd
any
go?
legitimate income from a job.
Where's my
And
mob?
over the same span,
Where's my mob members at? You know, like, you know, we can be whatever. It can be whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you know, let me interrupt the stream real quick. Okay. Trigger TV is definitely cut from a different cloth. So not everybody can sit over here. Okay. They are coming back. Yes, they are slowly but surely. But know that not everybody can sit over here. And that's why, you know, people don't, you know, fuck with Trigger TV like that, because they know they're not allowed to be over here. You know, if I don't want you over here, you're blocked. You know, you gotta have it all. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. You gotta be tapped in. You gotta be woke to be on this platform. Even come over here and comment, even in the look. If you in the bushes and can't comment, that's because you know what's up. You blocked. Okay. So if you're in the bushes watching, great. Thank you for watching, haters and lovers. But at the end of the day, we are definitely cut from a different cloth. And we want great people over here. We want humanitarians over here. So I don't give a damn if I go from 200 views. We're talking about Jag Liar to 8 to 6. I don't care. I'd rather have the loyal 6 than the unloyal 200. Because guess what? We cut from a different cloth, and we're gonna keep it like that. Don't care. I got a whole block list. It looked like I got 30,000 subscribers, and I kicked all of them out. Okay. So I want new people. I want amazing people. I want amazing hearts. I want people's hearts on the floor for the stories that I tell. Because guess what? I'm always going to leave my heart on the floor with every single story that I bring you. Okay. Because it's something in the story that just hits me, and it's something that I got to share with you. All right. Because I got another one, you know, another one. So for sure, I want people to have their hearts on the floor for everything we do, everything we say, everything that we bring out, especially with the news. All right. So I'm grateful for all of you guys being here. So let's get on with this. I don't like this stream being so long, so I don't want to watch this whole case, but I don't want to cut it off either. Let's go.
of time, January 1st of 2016 to October 3rd, 2018.
'Cause we got to get her
total
crying
earnings
and shit.
through jobs at various dental offices was right around $49,000. Now, you're going to see that she absolutely needed to have this $144,000 because when we go through all of Ms. Kurczewski's credit cards, bank statements, spendings,
Right.
you'll see that in
Right,
that
yeah,
same
yeah.
time span,
Real
2.5,
life.
almost
3
3
grand.
years,
Damn right.
her earnings were $49,000, her total expenditures
Doing.
over $500,000. You're also going to see that on these 28 checks.
I ain't worried. I'm
I'm
not
sorry.
worried.
First of all, this doesn't count. This $144,000 figure does not count all of Lynn's credit cards suddenly being maxed out and over their limit. It doesn't count a $30,000 loan that Ms. Kurczewski took out in Lynn Hernan's name after altering bank documents.
She did a lot.
We've
A
lost
whole lot.
There we go. Thank you.
Put a 1 in the
All right.
chat. You want me to
So-
fast forward it?
Bottom line, by October of 2018, an account of
Put
Lynn
a 2 in the
Hernan's
chat if you want to
from
listen.
2014 until
Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to fast forward and get to the next clip real quick. Put a 2 in the chat if you want to hear it all.
spring of 2016 held $250,000. Actually, there was about $500 of interest collected on that in those 2 years. By October of 2018 is down to $87.72. You're going to hear that of that significant chunk gone, Lynn Hernan made two rather large purchases for herself. In 2016, she bought herself a Jeep and paid for that out of this account. And she also bought herself some jewelry. You're going to hear that for much of Lynn Hernan's life, she lived paycheck to paycheck, dollar to dollar, until around 2014 when her mom died and left her $250,000 in inheritance. So she buys herself a Jeep and she buys herself some jewelry that she ends up paying. She puts on a credit card, but pays down off this account with her inheritance in it. Beyond that, $134,000, more than half, is all 20 checks written to Jessy Kurczewski. Of those 20 checks from that account, we'll keep going. Of those 20 checks, 19 of them have a very specific purpose written in the memo. Some say Kohn, K-O-H-N, Law Office. Some say Prosper Funding. Some say America Advance. Some say Citibank. The point is that you'll see the money leave Lynn Hernan's account, go into the defendant's account, and never do any amounts leaving Ms. Kurczewski's account go to those purposes. Deceit and greed. There's another account Ms. Hernan had that's down to $52 by October of 2018. Here we are. But that involves 10 checks written to Ms. Kurczewski for another $10,000. That represents that $144,000 figure. Okay, let's catch up here a little bit. And that's another point. Out of these 20 checks, there's a 21st check out of this account that's written to the Jeep dealership for Lynn's Jeep. Other than those 21 checks, not a single check will you see come out of Lynn Hernan's account to anybody else. This was not an account she was using. But Ms. Kurczewski had access, and Ms. Kurczewski knew that Lynn Hernan didn't have internet to easily check these things.
Oh, she's up for more than that, Dixie.
Again, none of these amounts are ever paid back in life or in death to Lynn Hernan. So let's talk about patterns of life. I mentioned that before. Very quickly, as we go through with Detective Plennis, all the financial statements, and there's quite a few of them. And again, we'll try our best to work through them efficiently but thoroughly for you. You're going to see patterns of Lynn Hernan emerge.
She had some medical.
I told you that most of her friends will even tell you, and it's substantiated by her financial statements. She was often a person to use cash. Her credit cards were not used very often. But when they were generally at businesses like Pick and Save in Waukesha, Speedway gas stations in Waukesha, things of that nature. When she used her credit cards, they were paid down very quickly. Her credit score was up in the high 700s to low 800s for much of this time span we'll be talking about, January of 16 to October of 18. No online activity, no IP activity is on her accounts until approximately June of 2018, when Lynn's pattern of almost 2 years at that point that we can see starts to look a lot like Ms. Kurczewski's, where now all of a sudden we're seeing Lynn's credit cards being used a lot, balance is not being paid down, or maybe just the bare minimum so that interest is piling up. We know that Ms. Kurczewski, as I said, she's earning $49,000 of legitimate income in this time, and she's spending well over $500,000.
$49,000.
You're going to see that most of those purchases are ATMs, businesses in West Allis, Hales Corners, and Franklin. Specific businesses that were talked to about yesterday, Scotty's Pub and Stalis Palace being two of the most prevalent, but also Potawatomi. And you also see that there's frequent online activity. And Detective Plennis will tell you why that's important for law enforcement to recognize that when somebody's pattern of life switches to another person's pattern of life, what does that mean? What does that overlap? What does that change mean? And finally, defendant's acts, words, and statements. And this is to count 3. Taking advantage of her role as the personal representative of Lynn Hernan's estate to steal over $87,000. Again, you're going to see numerous cash withdrawals. You're going to see checks to her own credit cards, checks to cash, and that inheritance loan funding of $18,700. And that brings us to the lies. And this goes on for a number of slides, and I promise you, I pared these down for opening statements. You're going to hear a number of others as this trial goes. But this is kind of that second timeline I'm talking about that goes back now and sort of lays over the bare bones time work. But in March of 2018, Detective Plentis and I are going to show you and talk a lot about clearly altered bank documents where Ms. Kurczewski changed the name of the account holder to Lynn, changed the yearly earnings, changed any reference to spendings at Stalis Palace and Potawatomi, all to get a $30,000 loan in Lynn Hernan's name, but went in to Jessy Kurczewski's account. You're going to see that it went in on March 8th of 2018. That same day, Jessy Kurczewski adds Lynn Hernan to her bank account as a secondary user.
Oh, Lord.
Obviously, so that this loan
Hey.
in Lynn Hernan's name can go into that account. Furthermore, in spring of 2018, and you're going to hear, and Scott Craig is the former boyfriend of Jessy Kurczewski. He was the boyfriend of Ms. Kurczewski until July 9th of 2019 when she was arrested. He'll tell you that he knew of Lynn, knew who Lynn Hernan was, thought it was a woman that Jessy Kurczewski helped care for, a family friend of Jessy Kurczewski, but he never met her. And in spring of 2018, Ms. Kurczewski tells her boyfriend, who she's living with, who they've been in a relationship for 3 years, she tells him that Lynn is in a coma at Freighter Hospital. That's sometime in spring of 2018, he remembers. Scott Craig will tell you that he believed on October 3rd, 2018, when Ms. Kurczewski tells him over the phone that Lynn has passed away, Scott Craig believed that Jessy Kurczewski was at Freighter Hospital in Lynn's hospital room. He remembers feeling bad, but ultimately not surprised because he thought this woman had been in a coma for 5 months and that it was sort of a natural outcome. Ms. Kurczewski never came clean to Scott Craig. It wasn't until July of 2019 when detectives show up at his door and tell him that Lynn Hernan did not die in Freighter Hospital. She was not in a coma for 5 months. And you'll hear a jail call between Ms. Kurczewski that she makes to her boyfriend a few days after her arrest, Scott Craig, where he's furious that she lied to him about such a huge thing. And you'll hear her try to say, it's only one thing. It's only one thing. What's the big deal? On October 3rd, as we talked about, she's using Lynn Hernan's credit cards, even after giving her this bottle of poison. She's opening up a JCPenney card. She's using that JCPenney card immediately after opening it, about 10:30 in the morning. We move to October 8th of 2018. She goes and picks up Lynn Hernan's jewelry from the medical examiner's office, and within 2 weeks is selling 3 pieces of jewelry to Robert Hack. And what's interesting about this is that Robert Hack makes you declare how long you've owned an item before they're just going to let you sell it, right? They don't want people just taking things that aren't theirs and coming in and selling it and getting the money. Ms. Kurczewski fills out 3 separate forms saying one of these items that she picked up 2 weeks ago, she's owned for 2.5 months. Another one that says she owned it for 3 or 3.5 months. And the third piece she says she has owned for 6 months. Moving to later in October and early November of 2018, you're going to see that there's even more credit card activity for Lynn Hernan's credit cards, weeks after she's dead. In January of 19, here's another big one that involves Scott Craig. He wakes up one day to hear from Ms. Kurczewski, who went out the night before. There's a big text message conversation where she's claiming she feels very sick and thinks she was drugged at the bar last night. She elaborates and she goes on to say, I had to go to the hospital. This is very serious. And she says in January of 2019, and it's important to know that Dr. Bidzricki had not yet made a determination of the cause of death to be tetrahydrozoline poisoning. And the detectives had not told Ms. Kurczewski what that cause of death was because it hadn't been made yet. And yet here she is telling her boyfriend that she's at the hospital and the doctors had her run tests and that she is found to have been poisoned by tetrahydrozoline. She doesn't say eye drops. She doesn't say Visine. She says they found tetrahydrozoline in my system. She tells her boyfriend that this is serious. This can kill you. In July, fast forward, to July 9th of 2019, when detectives now tell Ms. Kurczewski that Lynn died of tetrahydrozoline poisoning, she seems shocked and then says, I didn't even know you could die from that. Months after telling her boyfriend, this is serious, you can die from this. Next, to February of June of 2019, the police will tell you all about how they go through people's phones. They went through Scott Craig's phone. They went through Jessy Kurczewski's phones. They went through some other phones, and they download them. And they're good at getting everything they can, including some deleted things. And lo and behold, on Ms. Kurczewski's phone, between February and June of 2019, they find a number of documents that she deleted from her phone. The subjects are, quote, criminal poisoning, cyanide poisoning, and household poisons. Those all show in the phone download that they were accessed. I mean, somebody opened them on her phone in July of 2018. Moving to April of 2019. Anthony Poza, who I told you earlier, was like sort of an adopted son to Lynn. He's the other beneficiary on the will. So Ms. Kurczewski has to run everything by him, and he has to sign off on things before she can close the estate. He feels like something's off. He doesn't think something's right, and he asks to see receipts. And a few weeks later, Ms. Kurczewski sends him 52 pages of receipts or invoices. Detective Plennis will talk to you at length about how he went through each one of them. Some of our witnesses will be very fast witnesses who will look at a receipt or an invoice that was given to Anthony Poza, and they will tell you this is not our company's invoice at all. This is completely made up. Detective Plennis looked into all the financials. If Ms. Kurczewski claimed to pay off a credit card of Lynn Hernan, Detective Plennis looked at it and found it to be false. Almost all of these 52 pages are completely false documents that were given to Anthony Poza by Ms. Kurczewski. Conveniently, about a month or less after she purchased Adobe Acrobat on one of her credit cards. That will show you. Finally, moralize. When she talks to detectives in both March and July of 2019, her story changes a number of times, and Detective Hoppy is going to tell you all about those. But even on the scene, I told you before, her initial statement to the scene officer, who just said point blank, you called this in, Ms. Kurczewski, you're friends with Lynn Hernan, do you think this could be a suicide? She doesn't say, yes, absolutely. Lynn was suicidal for a long time, and what a tragic ending. She says, I don't, yes and no. I don't think she'd leave her cats. In March of 2019, she writes an email to one of the detectives on the case and says in that email she has a hard time believing Lynn would commit suicide. Okay? Now, July of 2019, she's arrested. She's told this is a poisoning and that police now know the medical examiner has deemed this a homicide and they don't think it's a suicide. Now, Ms. Kurczewski starts.
Jane Locke is in the building. There you go. Welcome, Jane. How are you? Good morning. I see you. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back. I know it's like more like welcome me back, but welcome. It's good to see you. I missed you yesterday. I was wondering about you. There's my number one supporter, Jane Locke in the building. Welcome, welcome. We love you so much. I'm so glad you're here. Good morning to you. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to see you. Oh, it's been so long. I missed you. Yes, please like the video. Welcome Jane Locke to the building, baby, baby. All right, yes. She was yes, and she red rummed her client. Yeah, said she red rummed her client. You're absolutely
starts claiming that Lynn was suicidal for months.
Oh, yeah.
Up to October of 2018.
That's a good one.
She still denies helping any way or knowing anything about Visine.
I gotta mute up so we can hear it because you know I'm
ultimately then her story changes again.
Pissed.
She says, okay, well, one time I put 2 drops of Visine in a glass of
Gotta
water
hit the
for
replay,
her
Jane.
because I just knew that she was drinking Visine. But that's it. That's all.
Listen.
To ultimately stating, again, that quote.
Jane, this lady pretty much gave this lady a cup of Visine, went out, took all her money, spent all her money, $50,000 out of her account, stole everything, opened up all kinds of credit cards in her account, waited for this lady to die. Look at her face. No remorse at all. This is Waukesha, Wisconsin. She's got Judge Doro, the one that dealt with Daryl Brooks. You know they about to slam her. You see that thumbnail yet, right? You see that thumbnail? I had a worse one for you, but I wanted you guys to see the intent in her face. Like, why? I wanted you guys to see the arrogance in her, of her putting her hands up like this, you know, doing this. Like, why? Like, why am I getting this amount of time? I wanted you to see, because I'm going to show you how much time she gets.
She finally gave that water bottle, knowing it had, in the defendant's estimation, 6 bottles of Izine to Lynn Hernan, knowing it could kill her. Walks out of that condo unit, closes the door, and goes shopping on Lynn's dime. And then that leads into a law enforcement goose chase, I'll call it, where Detective Hoppy will tell you, I suspect with some frustration in his voice, about more lies Ms. Kurczewski told law enforcement. Starting with, you guys, there's a recording from Lynn, there's suicide letters, there's all this evidence that'll show I'm not guilty of any of this. There's evidence out there, there's evidence out there. It starts with this storage shed. She says, check a storage shed. Detective Hoppy says, where's the storage shed? And very quickly, Ms. Kurczewski goes, kind of laughing, says, there was never a storage shed. I was gonna get a storage shed, never did, but that's what I was going to, but there's no storage shed. So next, she tells Detective Hoppy, we have to check a BMO Harris bank lockbox. And the detectives do, they did before, and they learn that it's empty. There's nothing in there. They also learn that Ms. Kurczewski and her mom, Jennifer Flower, were the last ones to access that bank box, and just so happened to do so on October 4th, 2018, the very day after Lynn died. So when Ms. Kurczewski is telling Detective Hoppy to check the lockbox, she already knows it's empty because she was there and she was the last one there the day after Lynn died. So that doesn't work. So she now changes to say, well, I buried a lot of stuff in Whitnall Park, kind of by the nature center. And Detective Hoppy will tell you that another detective was out there in Whitnall Park with a metal detector and a shovel. They're trying to use video access to have Ms. Kurczewski tell us, where in the world do we find these things? Spoiler alert, they found nothing. There was no magical, mysterious hole at Whitnall Park. Just more lies from Ms. Kurczewski. And finally, in November of 2019, Ms. Kurczewski is removed by the court as personal representative of Lynn's estate, mostly because of this investigation. She takes that and says, well, now there's a real will I have to file. Almost a year to the day, almost, of filing the actual original will that's notarized by 2 impartial people. Ms. Kurczewski now files a, quote, real will. And wouldn't you believe, it removes Anthony Poza as a beneficiary. You're gonna hear from Paul Nowakowski, the Register and Probate of Waukesha County, and you're gonna hear from Beth Taylor, an attorney who's done probate work for 25 years. They have never seen somebody file a quote unquote real will a year after. And they've certainly never heard it being done as a test. Because that's what Ms. Kurczewski says. She says, I filed that will originally, and this was all a test Anthony Poza was supposed to pass. And he failed because he questioned what I spent things on. And lo and behold, she tries to leave herself as the sole beneficiary of what's left of the estate that she stole from. Just more lies. That leads me, and I think this is my second to last slide. But when we look at all those facts and circumstances, when you're talking about what was Ms. Kurczewski's intent, did she have that intent to kill? And what was her knowledge and intent as it related to the theft? Remember, the instruction says you have to look at all the facts and circumstances. And here they are pretty simply, I think. Between January of 16 and October 3rd of 2018, Ms. Kurczewski was able to steal $144,000 plus from Lynn Hernan while she was still alive.
Unbelievable.
Ms. Kurczewski got it to a point where Lynn Hernan, as of October 8, 2018, lost almost all of that $250,000, right? It was down to $87. Now that she's worth nothing, her credit cards are maxed out, her bank account, one of them's at $87, another one's at $52. She's worth nothing, unfortunately, to Ms. Kurczewski.
Unbelievable.
But her estate is valued at approximately $150,000. And Ms. Kurczewski helps herself to $87,000 of that. Lynn Hernan's murder falls so conveniently for Ms. Kurczewski as to when she could maximize her profit off Lynn Hernan. And this is not a suicide. This was intentional homicide.
Absolutely.
So I come back to what I told you was the heart of this
Let's
case.
get to the heart of
Lynn
it.
Hernan.
They're still stone cold
And
face.
justice for Lynn Hernan here is 3 guilty verdicts for Jessy Kurczewski. And that's what the state is asking you to return here. Thank you.
That's it.
We'll take another quick fan break. So please.
That's it. Now, let's hope that the rest of these clips are not 30-something minutes, because we are not staying here like that. No, we're not. No, ma'am. Let your spirit say, no, ma'am. Because she gonna cry in this one. Let's see.
Welcome back to
Okay.
Wisconsin now for the eye drops murder trial. Jessy Kurczewski is charged with killing her longtime friend, Lynn Hernan. Hernan died after drinking a lethal dose of Visine. Kurczewski admitted to police that she gave her a bottle of water with Visine in it. The prosecution says Kurczewski was in debt and deliberately put the Visine in the water bottle so she could take full control of the victim's $300,000 estate. Well, the defense claims Hernan was suicidal, a heavy drinker, and known to put Visine in her cocktails. They claim she asked Kurczewski to do it. Well, much of today's testimony focused on Hernan's bank accounts and the numerous checks made out to Kurczewski.
Detective Plentis, when we took a break, we were on slide 75, I believe. And do you know what is in this slide?
I believe this is the ending.
It's the face for me. It's the fucking face for me. She's killing me.
Payout of Lynn Hernan's 7601 account and her 5336 account.
And again, this is after Miss Hernan's death that these slips are dated?
Unbelievable.
Correct.
And what is the 7601 account valued at the time of Miss Hernan's death?
Well, these are dated 11/6.
And they're calling her a friend. So they're saying that Jessy poisoned her own friend. Accused of poisoning a friend. So obviously they were friends before she became a caretaker. They knew each other quite well. Unbelievable. How could you do that?
Of 2018, so approximately a little over a month. But the last ending balance of that account was $87.72.
And what is the ending balance as of that November date for account ending 5336 of Miss Hernan?
$1.04.
And if we go to the next slide, what is depicted in that slide 76 of Exhibit 134?
That is the closing of the BMO Harris accounts, the check that was received.
And who is that check written out to?
It's written out to the estate of Lynn Hernan.
And what's the total amount of that check?
$88.76.
And does that appear to be the total of those two accounts from the previous slide?
Yes.
Okay. And then next slide. What I want to direct your attention to for this point, Detective Plentis, is that, technically fifth line down where it says BMO X760.
I mean, so did she really think that she was not going to leave a paper trail, you guys, and not get caught? Like, did she really think that? Yeah. Jane Locke, like longtime friend, $300,000 estate stolen. Like, did she really think that she was not going to get caught with all these receipts? Like, she left a paper trail. You understand? A paper trail. A paper trail.
01. Do you see that line?
Yes.
You talked about 21 checks total from Miss Hernan's money market account?
Correct.
Was that just you focusing on checks written to Jessy Kurczewski?
No, that was just checks issued from that account.
So from the time of October 2014 until this November 6, 2018 date when the account is closed, there were only 21 checks written from Miss Hernan's money market account.
Correct.
And you said 20 of them were written to Miss Kurczewski.
Correct.
Did you total up the value of those 20 checks written to Miss Kurczewski?
Yes.
And is that the figure that's on slide 77?
Yes.
And can you just read that value out loud, please?
The total of the 7601 account was $134,337.01.
What the?
Okay. And between October of 2014 and that November 2018 date, That account started at $250,000, you said,
Correct?
and ended at $87.
Correct.
And how many sort of big purchases did Ms. Hernan make that you can attribute to her?
We're aware of the large purchase of the 2016 Jeep Wrangler, and she made a purchase of jewelry. I believe that was in January of 18. End of December of 17, she made a large purchase of jewelry. Those are the two large purchases we were able to identify.
Okay. But these 20 checks was worth that $134,000 figure.
Correct.
All right, still here to discuss. Criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor Marie Pereira. Marie, my mom used to say folks who don't have a lot, when they come into money, they go from can't do to can't don't. And so they want to do everything. And it's true, right? Because you have this lady who had some issues, and there's no doubt that what the state has established is that she was greedy. I mean, she was going for that money, and she was making a lot of purchases. My question is, does that make her a killer?
You know what? She was very, very greedy, and that might be it, because it shows exactly how she overused and utilized that deceased woman's money. And if the woman was alive, she wouldn't have done it. So it certainly puts a good seal on the motive aspect. And while the prosecutors are not tasked with having to prove motive, jurors want to see motive. And greed is a good motive. And the actions she took with that woman's bank account, how swift she spent the money, was greed.
Yeah, greed is the best one. It's as old as time, right? I mean, you can't do better than that. But there are some facts here that work in her favor. I mean, we do know Jessy had legit power of attorney. She was named as a co-owner of many of her accounts. She had access. She was named in the will. I mean, this has got to help in terms of motive. The idea that she was already on some level misusing this woman's money even before she died. I mean, why did you have to kill her to get access to it? She pretty much had access.
She had everything.
She had access, but while alive, the woman didn't know how she was going in her account and utilizing it, because the prosecutors made sure to explain to the jurors that she was sort of like Wilma Flintstone in this age. She did everything by hand. She didn't have online accounts. She wasn't a person who used computers, so it was easy while she was alive for this woman to be slowly draining her account. So it was even more
now
easy
she wants to cry.
just wipe it out completely.
Why are you wiping your tears now? Why is this woman crying now? Somebody tell me why you are crying now. Because they're about to throw the book at you because you got caught, right? She's not crying for the lady passing away her friend, her dear close friend. She's crying because they're about to throw the book at her. That's why she's been crying. Okay?
Her life so that she can just have one fell swoop access to the account.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Lynn Hernan was unsophisticated, that's for sure. This chick certainly wasn't. But in many ways, as I look at this trial and continue to hear testimony, I think it comes down to not only the state of mind of the defendant, but the state of mind of Lynn Hernan. As far as the defense is concerned, they need to show this jury that Lynn Hernan's state of mind was two things. One, that she was suicidal. If they can get to that, they can deal with the murder charge. And if they could get to the idea that Lynn Hernan wanted her, because this is the claim of Jessy Kurczewski. She wanted her to have this money. She wanted her because of what she was doing for her to be someone that could take advantage of money.
AT2, welcome to the building. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Get this damn video over with. Welcome, AT2. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the building.
That perhaps Lynn Hernan couldn't take advantage of.
I mean, you have this makes a lot of sense, because if they can prove that, you know what, she didn't have to steal the money because the defendant was giving it to her while alive. So that eliminates the motive. But she already admitted to giving her access to those eye drops, and she put it in her drink. She gave access to it, and she basically said, I maybe assisted her with suicide. That's against the law. So either way you look at it, she committed a crime here, because it is against the law to assist someone who you know to be suicidal to commit suicide. And her saying that she gave access to her and she put it in her drink for her makes her look like she did it on purpose. She took advantage of a vulnerable person because she just wanted
AT2, happy birthday. Is it your channel birthday or your regular birthday? It's your channel birthday, right? Like the birthday of your channel today. Correct? Am I right? Tell me if I'm right or wrong. AT2. Happy birthday. Shout out to AT2. And happy birthday. Is it your channel birthday, AT2, or your real birthday? And happy birthday. I gotta my day of birth. Oh my God. So happy birthday. I will definitely be sending you a little birthday gift. Okay. So look for that as soon as my live is over. I'm trying to get out this thing. I told them to hit a 1 in the chat if they wanted me to stop this long ass damn trial because I wanted to be under an hour. And they put a 2 in the chat and told me no, they want to hear it all. Okay, AT2, I tried to keep it underneath the hour. But that no. They wanted it to be no, they want to hear it all. So now we had a 2-hour stream and it's their fault. Okay, it's their fault. It's their fault. They wanted to hear it all. I'm trying to get out of here. Okay. Happy birthday. Shout out to AT2. Happy birthday, AT2. We love you so much. Okay. Happy birthday. How old are you? Are you 50 yet? Okay. Are you 50 yet? You coming over here for your birthday? I love you so much, AT2. Shout out to you. I'll be sending you something for your birthday. Look forward to it. I love you so much. Okay. Happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday. Give the people what they want. I know. I'm giving it to them. They said, V, keep going. I'm like, damn. The replay is going to be rough. Nobody's going to do a 2-hour stream. Give the people what they want. What they want. Let's go. Let's get it over with because she was wrong.
Quick access to her entire estate.
We're talking about the eye drop murder. Let me just catch you up real quick to this girl and put the damn eye drops and the girl's drink, went out, spent all her money, every last dime of it, and waited for the lady to die, okay? And went out and spent all her money. Everything got cars in her name. Ridiculous. Let's go.
Yeah, no doubt, but it's not premeditated murder under those circumstances, which I think maybe the defense might consider a victory in this case. Welcome back.
So unbelievable. Let's go to the next clip. It's not going to be no 30-minute clip because she's crying already. She's already crying, okay? Let's go. Let's get it.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give should be the truth?
Oh, we're not watching this testimony. We are not. We're not watching this testimony. We're gonna watch her and what they did to her. Let me show you what happened.
Did this woman kill her friend with eye drops? Prosecutors in Wisconsin have charged 37-year-old Jessy Kurczewski with first-degree intentional homicide, claiming she used the unusual murder weapon and faked the woman's suicide because she was stealing money from the victim. According to a criminal complaint in 2018, Kurczewski called 911 to report her friend, who is not being identified, was unconscious and not breathing. Police say they found crushed medication on the woman's chest and on a plate nearby. However, the medical examiner says
listen, that was her cover-up. She tried to say the lady did it to herself and committed suicide. Okay. Crushed up the pills, put them on her chest, all that stuff. She had the whole scene set. Okay. The whole scene set up, ready, the whole 9 yards. Okay. 50 years. Yes, it is a blessing. I'm 45. I can't wait till I turn 50. I'm going to still be dropping it like it's hot. Let's go.
the woman died from an overdose of tetrahydrozoline, the active ingredient in eye drops, which can be fatal in large doses. According to the complaint, Kurczewski said her friend was, quote, known for eye drops, bought them in large quantities, and that she saw the victim drink Visine with vodka.
She is lying.
Police say their investigation found Kurczewski defrauded the woman out of more than $290,000. She's also charged with 2 counts of theft of movable property. Reports say she has not entered a plea, but her bail was set at $1 million. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Mara Mons.
So shout out to Inside Edition, you guys. So let me tell you something real quick here. They did not do enough to her, okay? Number one, shout out to Judge Doro, the one that dealt with Darrell Brooks, okay? I'm so happy about that. I am, okay? I'm happy that she has taken on this case and she's doing it because at the end of the day, they are going to throw the book at her, okay? Period. She's going to get her life sentence, her 40 years that they give you in Wisconsin, opposed to the death penalty because they don't have it here because, you know, they just like people to go around murdering people and stuff like that, okay? But they're going to get her. She is going through trial right now, and we're definitely going to follow her trial because how dare you give a lady a cup of Visine and wait for her to die and spend all her damn money? You know, I mean, that is ridiculous. When I seen this case, I was mortified by it because she called herself a friend. She called her like family, mother, auntie, and then went ahead and took her life. Who does that, you guys? Who does that? Okay. All right. All right. All right. Pixie. Why, Pixie? Why, Pixie? Why are you putting let me see your backbone in my chat? We don't do that over here. Pixie does. We don't. We don't do that over here. We don't put that name, let me see your backbone, in my chat. Let me see your backbone is not allowed to be in my chat. Okay. We don't even talk about her. Huh? Since you got both of who here. Because of what you said to church. We don't even do all that. Why? Why, Pixie? Why? Don't put why you could have sent that through email, any of that. Don't put none of that let me see your backbone drama in my chat. We don't care about that. Okay. Me and AT2. So what? Because you rock with me and AT2, she took your wrench. So what? Let me see your backbone, bitch. That's her name. And she goes on my backup channel. Okay. So why? Because you mess with me and AT2? Oh well. She's blocked from my channel, so it doesn't matter. It's okay. Drop the email, Yaya. But we don't put that drama in this chat. We don't have drama over here. We don't care about what anybody has to say about Trigger TV. So do not put that in my chat. I don't care. We don't care. Me no care. AT2 don't care. Let me see your backbone. Bitch has been on YouTube since 2006 with 4,000 subscribers, and she's a mod for every channel, including her own. Okay, so we don't really care about her. Don't screenshots my chat with you. So yeah, this is drama free zone over here. Hashtag drama free zone. Do not talk about that kind of those kind of demonic demons in my chat. There are certain names that are not allowed in my chat. So all those people that I was repping for, all them names, shout out to them. They're not allowed in my chat. Those names. And let me see your backbone. She definitely don't ever mention that in my chat. You could email that. Okay. Don't do that. Don't disrespect my chat like that. I love you. Okay. It's okay. No harm. I just have to check you real quick. Pixie Dust. Because I came back and I'm different. I don't care about what anybody has to say. I don't want to hear it. I don't watch YouTube. I don't watch them. So I don't care. Okay. But anyway, back to this eye drop stuff. So anyway, she did it like that. Okay. Who does that? Who does a whole thing of whatever? And me and AT2 don't care about that girl. We don't care. We don't care. Let me see your backbone, bitch. Okay. All right. Me and AT2 could get a fuck. What? We could care less. Okay. We're drama free. We don't care. Okay. Okay. She's a mod for every channel in the world, including her own. Okay. So whenever I see her backbone, then we can talk about it. Until then, do not put that shit in my chat. I don't like no drama. No drama over here. Don't put none of them names over here. Okay. Now listen, this girl, I'm serious. I feel like this lady befriended her. I feel like the lady befriended her because of what she had. I don't believe this lady was really her friend. They say they were friends and stuff like that. I think the lady got close to her, befriended her for what she had, became a caretaker. My question for them and for you guys would be, where the hell was her family? You should have family members, watching over, watching up, and don't send, and do me a favor, Pixie, don't send me no drama about none of that. I don't care. I really don't. So I mean, if you send me the shit that she, I don't say, you can send it, okay? But I mean, I already checked her. Do you know what I mean? I already checked her. I checked her like last week on her page. So if she has something to say to me, she could come over here. She's already blocked, but I could drop the link and she can get played right here in front of everybody. Okay. All right. In case she's in my bushes, here's the link. I mean, I don't have time for no drama over here. Okay. We don't do drama over here. I'm trying to tell y'all now. Don't get pissed off over here. Because I'm not the one. Okay. I'm not playing. Like, I love y'all. But if let me see your backbone is in my chat, there's a link. Bitch, hit it now. That's how we do that, okay? If you're blocked and you got something to say, there's the link. Come and try and check me. I wish you would. Anybody that's in my bushes, hit the link if you got something to say. And try and check me. That's how we do that. Or anybody in the chat that think they want to check me, hit the link. Now, back to this. Don't interrupt my live like that again, Pixie. Guys. I love you very much. And please keep coming back to the channel because you're my girl. Don't interrupt my live like that again. But listen, back to this. So you guys misusing, absolutely. Theft, absolutely. All that shit, absolutely. You know, all that, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, we love you, Pixie. Don't worry about it. Don't do drama. Just stay off the street. Don't worry about them hoes. All right, now. But yeah, absolutely, you guys. This was sad. This was a sad story. It was intense. It was sad. All you know what I mean. All of that. You know, all that. It was. How are you friends? I would never poison a friend. So you got to think about that. Her motive was the money. You know, what I mean, she got the money before the girl even died. She was stealing out the bank account. I think she was afraid the lady was going to report her because the lady didn't know how she was getting money out of her bank account. Remember how she was getting access to certain funds. Do you understand? So I think that that's what happened. You know what I mean? It's okay. You're all right, Pixie. No problem. Girl, no harm. I just got to let you know. Triggers is different. I don't care about them. I don't watch YouTube. I'm serious. I don't. People got to send me clips. I don't watch it. But yeah, you guys. So that's her motive, and I'm gonna follow the trial because I think it's a good one. It's right here in Wisconsin, it's in Waukesha. Okay, and she's got Judge Doro. So Judge Doro's about to slam her. That's the one that did the Daryl Brooks case. Okay, when I was getting damn 20,000 views. Okay, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 views on one video. Okay, all right. Yeah, when I was doing my crime, 200K. Yeah, that's me getting all them damn views. That's why we don't care about no drama and no damn beef sector. Let them beef by themselves with they 4,000 subs for since 2006. How many years is that? 17 years, 4,000 subs. You got a lot of work to do. Don't come over here with that shit. Okay, but we're gonna grow organically. Okay, we need organic people. All right, all right. Yeah, for sure. I'm not, yeah, I am going to brag. Hell yeah. When I was in the crime sector, 200K. When you get 200K views on one video, then come holler at me. Then come talk shit to me. Until then, we don't give a fuck. Okay? When you get 37,000 subscribers like AT2, then come talk shit. Other than that, let me see your backbone, bitch. We don't give a fuck. Period. Understand that. Okay? You mod for everybody, including your own channel. You're not a channel holder. You don't. You're the weakest one in here. Okay, I'll look at you and make you cry. Okay. So listen, not over here. We don't. I'll put you on the backup page if you can't sit with us. You can barely sit down. Now, don't make me yank that motherfucking spine out. I already checked you last week. Now, we don't care, and I will brag because. Listen, this B sector didn't make me. The crime sector did. Okay. And I got my views to back it up 197K on one video. Will you do that? Then come holler at me. Other than that, the fuck up. None of these bitches in the motherfucking B sector got 200K views on one video. I ain't seen it. I looked at all their stats. I've never seen it. I have. Look at my shit. Look at my record. So I ain't worried about this shit. Don't you do that shit in my chat. Don't bring them hoes over here. The link is in the chat. If y'all want to say something, say something. I'd rather have 6 in the room than 266 in the room. A motherfucking fake ass bitches. So anybody that has anything to say that's blocked, that's in the bush, bring your ass out and hit that link. If you're not gonna hit that link, then I don't care. Talk all the shit you want. I'm sure 82 doesn't give a fuck either. Because this is motherfucking birthday. Bitch. So let me see your backbone. Don't make me check you again. Now, it's a good video, though. Girl, it's a great video. It's a great video, you guys. It's a fantastic video. Pixie, you got to learn the rules. Wipe your feet for you coming here. Don't be bringing none of that beef sector drama over here. If they want to come over here, they know I'll drop the link for them anytime. They're blocked, but even though you're blocked, you can still hit the link. You just can't chat. That's all. You know, because you're not cut from the same cloth as us, so you can't talk to us. You know, it's kind of like that. That's how Triggered rolls. If you're not cut from the cloth, you can't talk to my people. I would rather you just not talk to us. You feel me? You talk shit, you don't talk to us. You can just sit and watch from the fucking bushes and get ate up by the motherfucking mosquitoes out there. You know what I mean? That part. Anyway, back to it though, you guys. It was a great video. You know I love you guys. But yeah, this eye drop murder was crazy. She was already getting the money. She didn't have to kill the lady. She didn't have to take her out like that. She didn't have to do that. But she did it though. She did it for no reason. So we gotta figure out why. Why we got people like this in humanity? I know we're gonna have some bad people. Not everybody can be good, but damn, we got some badass apples out there, and we gotta take care of this shit. You know what I mean? We gotta not be like this. This lady should have some family around to protect her assets and to protect her, you know, everything. She needed like family to make sure that this lady wasn't stealing from her. I think this lady had no family around, and this lady played family and played her all the way out. Like, that's what really happened. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you this: watch your friends, keep the enemies closer. Yeah, for you know the little saying, keep your friends, you know, whatever, your enemies closer. All that shit. Yeah. Because they will take you out with a bottle of that of Visine. So watch what you drink because you can't taste the shit. Okay? This shit was crazy, and we're gonna follow this trial all the way through. I think we should. I think it's a good idea that we do. All right. So shout out to the damn what do you call it? Shout out to all the videos, you know, I mean, that were shown and the court case. Shout out to Judge Doro because I know she's gonna do a fantastic job on this trial, just as she did with what do you call it, with Daryl Brooks. I will. Don't worry. I'm not gonna get distracted. Jane Locke. I'm not. Yep, I'm not. I'm on kill. I'm back on point. Thank you. See, I got people like I got people like Jane Locke. I got people like Yaya that keep me on point. You feel me? They gotta keep me focused. But yes, you guys, this was a great story. We gotta figure out. We gotta follow this because she's definitely gonna get, you know, life in prison over here. She definitely is. She's not getting away with this one. She can cry herself a river all she wants. But I will definitely see you guys on the next one. I'm going to see you a little bit later. We are going to do some trendy news. So look for that. Okay. Look for that. We are going to have a little surprise guest come up real quick. And we are going to go back and forth and toggle back and forth about this. Okay. About what we're talking about. A little celebrity news, you know, and talk about their crimes. Okay. Because what they're doing is a motherfucking crime too. Okay. Various. That is correct. Y'all bless. That's a great word. Yes. Absolutely. Okay, so we are definitely coming back today. We are going to talk a little bit about some crimes that these celebrities are doing because what they're doing is a crime too. So, you know what I mean? You do a crime, you end up on Trigger TV, and we're going to talk about that too and dig a little bit deeper. Let's talk about Jonathan Majors. Let's find out what his shit. He just got charged, okay? And talk a little bit about Kanye, a little bit about Diddy because, you know, they all intertwine. You know, they doing some real crazy shit out there right now. So we're going to get into that a little bit later, okay? But we love you guys so much. Thank you for everybody that joined you guys. Please make sure you smash that like button. Please support the channel too. If you want to support the channel, you can. You can Cash App us, or you can PayPal us, or you can send a super chat, or even hit the thumbs up, you guys. Please do that. Please turn on your notifications so that you're notified every time that Trigger drops a video, okay? Because I'm definitely going to be dropping every single day. You know, I like to go in the morning time between 6 o'clock and 6:45, okay? So I will definitely try and schedule it, but please make sure that you're ready, you guys, okay? Turn on your notifications and please make sure, you guys, that you are in the building, okay? So all my mob members, please stand up. If you're not green, turn green, okay? What's going on? Get green. I'm back, you guys. Sorry for being gone so long, but I am excited to be back, and I'm excited to bring you some crime, and I'm excited to bring you some trendy news, okay? I love you so much. You guys take care of yourself and also take care of one another. Remember, if you don't feel highly blessed, you are truly highly blessed. We love you so much. Shout out to AT2 and happy birthday to you. We love you. Peace, you guys. I will see you on the next one. Thank you for all my lovely kings and queens that have joined the chat. Thank you so much to Yaya Bless. I love you so much, Jane Locke, Pixie Dust, all of you guys, Big J, all you guys joining the chat. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all your support and always being here every single time. Thank you so much. I'm glad to be back, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you, and I love you, and peace. You know, V is out of here, so definitely be good to yourself and be good to one another, okay? Do that for me. Be good to yourself. Be good to one another. I'm out of here. Peace. Let's go. We trapping, no capping. We trapping, we capping, no trapping. I wanna feel the beat, no capping. We trapping all this beat, and I'm flowing all this beat one time. Here I go, I'm flinging the flow with each and every tick at a time. Dropping up this beat, and I'm flowing up this fucking rhyme. Heat it up, I'm eating up, even though I'm heating up. My name is Bigger the V, and yes, I'm gonna heat it up. No, I'm not a rapper, and I'm capping on this Bigger the beat. Don't you know I'm freestyling? Yes, I'm coming here to heat, bringing all the heat from heart to humanity. Yeah, I'm flinging the flowing on the bigger the beat. What you know about me? Yeah, I'm coming hard. Don't you know I'm coming hard on this stick at a time. What you know about this time bomb? I'm coming hard. 92 to the woman of the power. Yeah, I come power to the hour of the woman. It is I. When I ask the battle, I get no replies. When I come on the beat, I'm flinging the forward fly. I put your ass in the motherfucking sky. Here we go, heart humanity, we do it right. Yeah, we kind of slide through. Yeah, we kind of do it right. What you know about it? We can come backwards. We can come sideways. We can come slideways. We can come slide in your shit, in your wide ways. What you know about this? We can come south. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like you not. What you